Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I have Josh with me, and we're going to be looking at the Craftman tools that are now sold at Lowe's. Over the holiday season, we were in the store and we found a killer deal. This is the new Craftman line. It's a 6-tool combo. It comes with two 2-amp-hour batteries. This was only $229. Regularly, I think it's $300.
Explain.
So, growing up, the tool to have and the tools that you wanted was Craftman. The reason why is because the quality was higher. You had a warranty, and they lasted.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing with my dad. You know, we had tons of Craftman tools in the toolbox. You know, a lot of the tools that we would do for carpentry stuff were Craftman. You know, back then we didn't have like the battery powered stuff like they do now. It was more plug-in stuff, but Craftman was usually synonymous with quality and a tool that you'd want to have either in your workshop or in your garage. I don't know necessarily that that's true today, but we're going to find out in this video.
All right, so let's take a look at actually what's in the box. They have and this is a 20-volt system. They have a light. There is no hooks that comes in the box, but this is a light, trigger on, positive. I am not sure if it has levels yet or not. Can I hand that to you?
So Brent, let me ask you, what's your first impression like of the tools themselves? Like the feel, the quality, all those things. What do you think?
It's hard to tell with the light. I can tell you with the plastic that they use, this is just a typical plastic that snaps together. There's a couple screws, security screws in here. It's hard to tell. The grip feels good.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think the grip feels pretty decent. You know, it feels
pretty malleable.
Yeah, I mean, this is the drill. I mean, it's not a super heavy drill, but I mean, I think it looks just on the appearance, it looks pretty decently built.
I'm noticing that the chuck is plastic.
Yeah. I mean that. It doesn't really spin. It's not smooth like, you know, some of the higher drills that you would think of, but I mean, it still feels fine.
Yeah. So on this drill, you actually have 2 speeds. You have the clutch settings. It feels. I mean, it's got a little bit of weight to it that you would want to expect.
Throw a battery in. Give her a spin. See how she feels. Does it feel smooth or?
It feels balanced. It feels smooth. Let's see here. It's 1,500 RPMs per minute. That's pretty good for this type. It's a 1/2-inch drill. So I think first impressions, the grip feels good in my hand. It's not too big. It's not too small. It has a good shape to it.
So this is the impact drill, correct?
Yeah.
This one here. So I mean, the one thing I already can kind of notice just on the size is kind of how big the head is here compared to some of the bigger drills or the higher end drills, as you would say. The body of this seems to be a lot bigger. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on what kind of project you're using it for. But I could see that potentially being something that may be, you know, if you're trying to get into a tight space with this, potentially being an issue. But, I mean, it feels fine. The trigger's responsive. You know, I don't feel anything that's crazy. I mean, especially for the price, again. Depending on what you're looking to get this set for, you know.
So the RPMs are 2,800 and to 3,100 impacts per minute. It does feel good. Something I'm noticing is that it's a variable speed trigger. There's no speeds built into it. I've had issues with this in the past. However, I'm not going to complain for $229 getting 6 tools.
Yeah, I mean, again, what are your expectations with these tools? I think you kind of have to go into that with that kind of mindset purchasing these. I mean, for $229, you're getting a pretty, you know, looks like decent set. We're going to test these in a little bit and figure out, you know, what they can and can't do.
All right, so the next tool is the oscillating tool. It feels good, just like the other ones. The grip is malleable. It does have a light. The one thing that I like here is a toolless blade change. So it's hard to see. Hopefully you can see it here. There is a trigger here that you pull, and that allows you to change the blade. There is speed dials on here as well. so you can change the speed. However, one thing that I'm noticing with this is that you can only use an open-ended style blade, which most of them are now, and that's fine. It feels pretty positive. It feels good. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously having the quick change is always a nice feature because, you know, if you remember a lot of the old ones, you have to get your Allen key out and spin it off. So that is a nice feature. I feel like most of these nowadays have this feature on it. So it's nice that they didn't skimp out and kind of...
What are the specs on the side? Oscillations per minute?
Oscillations per minute are 8,000 to 18,000.
8,000 to 18,000. 10,000 differential within the speed.
Yeah.
And that's over how many settings?
6.
Over 6
So
settings?
so basically 1 through 6.
Yep.
So again, we'll test these in a little bit and see how this does. The circular saw here, I mean, it's a 6.5 inch saw here. You know, kind of your standard saw. I mean, it's not terribly heavy for what it is.
You put a battery on it, feel how balanced it is?
Yeah, I mean, we could put a smaller battery in here. I mean, it's not super heavy.
Pull the trigger, see how it sounds.
But so it's pretty responsive. All right, and I think the last thing we have here is their reciprocating saw. So this has basically 0 to 3,000 per minute, and I mean it's light. It's pretty light for an M18 or M18
For a 20 volt system.
So this is pretty light for a 20 volt system. I mean, to be honest with you, this is fairly light. It's not real heavy at all. So put the battery in here and give her a whirl. It's pretty. It's got a lot of vibration right through the handle.
Yeah. I've noticed that there's here. Hold it sideways. There is no vibration isolation on this. However, let's keep perspective on what you're talking.
So,
all right. So we've taken a look at the tools themselves. We showed you what comes in the box. Let's give the tools a test. First tool that we're going to check out is the 6.5 inch Craftman circular saw. I'm just going to do a couple cuts on the 2x4. The reason why I'm using a 2x4 is this is what people typically use as consumers and homeowners. We're going to do first a straight cut on the 2x4, and then I'm going to cut straight down the middle just to see how it does with a little increased friction on the blade. So here we go. All right. I want to remind everyone I'm using a 2 amp hour battery. That cut this wood like butter. This is a framing blade. So now we're going to go straight down the middle, and we'll see how it works. Ready? Okay, that was about a 16-inch cut, and I didn't cut against the grain. I cut with the grain, which is the toughest cut that you can do. For a circular saw that was using a 2 amp hour battery, this cut it extremely well. I'm surprised on how well it just cut this, especially for a consumer brand. All right, let's move on to the next tool.
okay, next up, what we have is the reciprocating saw. So it does come with a blade in the actual packaging. So we'll use the one that they sent us. See how well it does. It is a wood blade, typical wood blade. So we'll give her a shot. So put her in, give her a spin. Seems to lock okay. Where's our battery? In our saw.
Use the same battery.
Okay.
Simulate real world.
Yeah. Okay, let's give her a rip. I mean, it cuts pretty good. I don't feel quite as much vibration as we did when we ran it dry. When I'm cutting through the wood, you don't quite feel as much. which is nice. And I mean, it cut well.
Alright, so the next tool is the oscillating tool. I think it's important to note through all these tests we're using just a single 2 amp hour battery. We're not switching off. Currently, we're at 3 bars still. I would hope so. It comes with a metal wood blade. It comes also with a sanding pad and sandpaper. And these are just the triangles. It's pretty standard for this type of tool. Let's see how this actually goes in. I'm just going to walk up to the camera. Am I framed? Alright, so it's open. And the spring is tight, and that's what you want. Let's see here. It goes right in. I don't know if you can see that. So it goes in. It locks in. And it's tight. It's pretty positive.
A lot quieter than I thought it would be.
Alright, so first impressions is it's very quiet. Hold on, it's on. Okay, anyway.
That is not quiet, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, so first impressions, this is on the lowest speed. And that was on the highest speed. We're going to test this on the highest speed so you can see what the full ability of it is. So as far as the tool goes, it is pretty high vibration. My hands are tingling right now. It did its job well, though. It cut. I think with a better blade, it would cut very, very well. But I think the important thing is just the vibration in your hands is pretty significant in this tool.
All right, next we're going to use the drill driver. I'm going to use the bit that they sent, just a basic Phillips bit. So we'll use that. I got a 2.5 inch screw, a 3 inch screw, and a 4 inch screw. So we're just going to give these a go and see how they go. 2.5. Start with next to the 3. And to the 4. So, yeah, I mean, it does a pretty good job.
Nice. Right.
So that was on speed 2, which is the high setting. Obviously, if you need more torque, you can go to the 1 setting. Those are for bigger screws. If you need more torque. All
right, everybody. Next one, we're going to do the impact driver. I know that this can do the smaller screws, so we're actually just going to start with a 4 inch screw. Then we're going to do a 3 inch lag. We'll actually do 2 of those, and then we're going to do a 6 inch lag. And this is an older one. I'm hoping that it puts it to the test. With that being said, we are going to start with a fresh battery on this one. This is a 2 amp hour. All right, let's get started. No problem. Okay, so the next one we're going to do 3 inch lags. We are using an adapter to a socket on this. Okay, so now we're going to do the 6 inch. This is not pre-drilled. Okay, well there you have it. It drove the 6 inch lag without any pre-drilling all the way through, and that's 4 2x4s. I have to say I'm very impressed for a consumer type of impact driver and with the socket adapter. This is very impressive.
Light. So the last thing we have is the light. It's a standard light. It's not going to be anything that's going to blow your mind. I mean, it's got different multi-head position, about it. On, off trigger, just a standard flash. What's your overall impression? What do you think?
I think we have to look at this as a whole and say we paid $229. We got 6 tools. With these 6 tools, you can do a lot of work. I mean, pretty much any job that you need to do around the house, these tools will accomplish that. You know, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I agree. I mean, I think you got to keep in mind what this is designed for, who it's designed for. It's $229, you're getting 6 tools, 2 amp hour battery. If you need to do stuff around the house, just small projects, small things like that, I think it's going to be fine. But, you know, again, keeping in mind your expectations. You know, $229, what are you getting for it? What's it going to do? It's going to cut, it's going to drill, you know, it's going to do the things that you need it to do. Again, longevity, you know, only time will tell with that.
You know, I'll actually say for these drills, tools, even the regular price at $300, I think it's worth it, 100%. I'm very surprised on how well the 2 amp hour batteries actually held up. Another thing is that Craftsman, it's kind of been out of the scene for a long time, and since they've moved to Lowe's from Sears, unfortunately Sears shut down, I was very skeptical on how the tools would perform. Are they just super cheap tools? I'm very impressed with these tools on their performance. If you're a new homeowner, this is the kit to get for sure.
Yeah, and I would agree. Again, there's other options out there. You know, other manufacturers. There's Cobalt at Lowe's. They also have, what else?
They have DeWalt.
Yeah,
Cobalt.
so you have, I mean, you're going to have Cobalt, you're going to have DeWalt, you're going to have Craftsman. This is basically the bottom tier of those products. I think, honestly, for the price point, this is an excellent buy. Again, just keeping in mind with what you're trying to do with these tools.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. You've probably noticed that the name of the channel's changed, and the reason why is because Josh is going to be in the videos from now on. I'm trying to focus in on the things that make me the most happy doing, and what viewership has shown us and commented. You know, Josh, you know, do you have anything to say? Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to be doing tool reviews, going through different tools, trying them out, seeing what they're like, seeing if you guys should buy them or not. And if you have anything that maybe you want us to review, any questions, comments, go ahead and put them in the comment sections down below, and we'll try our best to get to those.
With that being said, we're going to do home projects, different tips and tricks in the trades. We're both professionals in the trades. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Other than that, you know, God bless everyone.